Hey Marta, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing good. Thank you, David.
That's great. I just wanted to thank you for taking the time to talk to me about, the Phoenix area real estate market. And I wanted to just explain to you a little bit about the area that I work in, which is Greater Boston. I'm
Okay.
just going to pull up the screen here and show that to you. So can you see the map of Greater Boston?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. So in the Greater Boston area, some of the industries that we have are, higher ed, pharmaceutical, finance, and high tech. So it's a very diverse, set of industries that are in the area. We have a lot of people moving in and out nationally and internationally as well. So what you can see right here is basically the downtown Boston area. And we're talking mainly condos in that part of Boston as well too. So we're looking at Boston, downtown Boston, Beacon Hill, Back Bay, South End, Seaport District. On average, condos there cost about 1.4 million.
Mm,
Yeah, with a high of 7 million. Now a 7 million condo would probably be in Back Bay or Beacon Hill, some of the more historic areas. And a low would be around 425, which could be getting down into these areas down here and up here in East Boston, Charlestown. The further you get away from the city, the cheaper it gets.
mm.
Right there. So that's just some of the, the greater Boston area, actually the downtown area. Another area I wanted to talk to you about, and out here, the greater Boston area. This is what we call the 95/128 belt. A lot of people who work in Boston tend to live in these greater suburbs out here. And you can see the communities of Lexington, Arlington, which is where my office is located.
Mm-hmm.
And I work in all of this area, as you can see. So I'm what you would call a regional agent. I work with people moving in and out of the city, out of the greater Boston area. I'm a relocation agent for a Coldwell Banker.
Okay.
So in this area, we do have kind of a diverse mix of properties. We have single family homes, condos, a lot of multifamily homes, especially in like Medford, Watertown, Somerville, some of the more urban suburbs that are close to Boston. But just for ease of communication, I'll talk about single family homes. And these are 2019 prices. The average single family home in the greater Boston area costs about 800,000 with a high of 4 million. Now 4 million will be in the communities here of Lexington, Newton, Brookline, some of those areas, and a low of 400,000, and that would be coming over into this area as you approach the Revere, Saugus, Lynn, down here in Quincy. They can be a little bit cheaper real estate. So that's enough about me. Let's talk some more about you. So Marta, where do you work? Who are you? How'd you get into real estate?
That's a great questions there, David. So I've been in real estate 21 years. I started off as being a computer programmer. Then, for some odd reason, my husband was studying income taxes, and somebody put on there on his desk while he was studying that they were looking for bilingual real estate agents. And he brought the card home and he says, "Are you interested?" And I said, "No, not really." Then he asked me again. And at that time, I was thinking of selling my home and I wanted to be knowledgeable about the process of, selling my home and buying another one, that I studied real estate just for my own needs. Then I discovered that I loved it so much, I started doing it as a career since 1999. The areas that I do are Phoenix, and Phoenix is pretty big. So we call Phoenix the Greater Metropolitan Phoenix area, which covers where I'm located, which is South Mountain, which is part of Phoenix. And then to the east of us is the Arizona State University campus, that's Tempe. Then we go a little bit, let's say a little bit north of that, and a little bit east, you have Mesa. They're all 15, 20 minutes apart. Then you've got a little bit to the east, but a little bit more north, you have Scottsdale, which is the old part of Scottsdale. If you further out, you have the north part, which is about 30 minutes. And then right behind us, there's like a mountain, because I live in the South Mountain area, and right behind us, there's a big, it's called South Mountain Trails, which goes for miles and miles. It's like thousands of miles out there, and you can hike for hours. So it goes all the way to Ahwatukee. So that's another part of Phoenix, and that is where my office is.
Okay.
And that area of Ahwatukee is right behind the mountain. It's very close. It's just 12 minutes away. So I do that area. And then a little bit southeast is Chandler.
Mm.
And then a little bit east of that is Gilbert. And for any other parts, somebody could call me at, my number, because there's parts that I still do, but it's complicated in this small video to cover all the areas that I do, because being centrally located, it's just easy access to all of those cities.
So Marta, you mentioned though those what's on the mountain areas, that kind of thing. Are those like national or state parks, or are those just names of neighborhoods that you're in?
Those are neighborhoods that I'm in, like you were showing on the video. There's Brookline in Massachusetts and Cambridge. These are considered Phoenix, most of them, like Phoenix, Ahwatukee, South Mountain. Even though they have the names of those cities, it's just Phoenix, but people that are here, they know them as Ahwatukee.
Uh-huh.
South Mountain because but mainly it's the Greater Phoenix Metropolitan area covers Phoenix, Mesa, Tempe, Chandler, and Gilbert. Other than that, then you're going into different west sides neighborhoods like Avondale, Tolson, Glendale, Peoria. That's more the west side, which I still do
Mm.
certain areas of those. That's why I think it's best if it's those areas for somebody to call me, because that could be, Phoenix is very extensive.
Yeah, because you may end up collaborating with another agent to cover certain areas, right?
Definitely, because I want it to be better for the client. It wouldn't be fair for the client to, let's say, be on the west side, but be so far west, it's like surprise, and that's like,
Mm.
it could be 2.5 hours round trip, so I do collaborate. I have agents in our office. We have several offices in the different areas. So we do collaborate with agents. If it's too far west, I have an agent that I work with over there. If it's way North Scottsdale, I have an agent over there. And that's how we work. We will all work as a family. It's a really close, tight, niche company where it's like you could be working for me, and then I have him basically in, let's say, in North Scottsdale, showing property out there, but I still am the one that does the contract negotiations, etc.
Great. Nice collaborative environment. So tell me about your primary market. Like, what is pricing like in there and all that?
Okay, great question. So the pricing, okay, in my main area here, which is South Mountain, the average price here, there's lower than 200
Mm.
and there's up to 1 million. But the average price here is between 250 and 350. Anything that's pretty low, and it's still really close to the mountain. It's next door to the Phoenix to Sky Harbor Airport. It's like 10 minutes to that. It's like 15 minutes to Arizona State University. The hiking trails are right behind us. So it's a very sought after neighborhood.
Mhm.
And you can buy in here between the 250 range, and you can be in the 1.5 million range. It varies tremendously. If you're south of a certain street called Baseline, that's how we do it here. It's called Baseline
Mm.
Road. If you're south of that and east of 24th Street, you're in what they call the higher end neighborhoods.
Mm.
And it's going to cost you a little bit more. If you go into Tempe, where there's very little room to build, there's a lot of condos there. That's where you have all the apartments for the ASU students, etc. You can get a home there. It's a little bit pricey as far as compared to South Mountain and what you're getting for the money. So by the university, you have to spend at least 350 all the way to like even 550, because they are building new condos that are a little bit pricey. You don't have too much, but it's close to where you need to be, which is centrally located and close to the university. If we summarize really quick,
Yeah.
let's say Mesa, Mesa is a little bit cheaper. It's close to ASU, but not too close.
Mhm.
So there we're talking maybe 350, 300, 350, you can get something in there. If you go to Gilbert, which is far east, you're talking between 350 and 550. Of course, there's other ones for 850, but the average.
Mm.
And Scottsdale is a whole other ballgame. You
Cool.
have the Old Town Scottsdale where this beautiful, quaint, there's art museums, there's a Scottsdale trolley you can get, and it's just so beautiful, that area. Just you feel like it's just a great ambiance. And there it's really pricey. There you have to spend 700 and above.
Okay.
And then if you go to North Scottsdale, you've got all price ranges ranging from, like, minimum would be 600 all the way to like 12 million. So that's why Scottsdale, I would rather, if somebody has something in Scottsdale that they need help with, we'd have to discuss the different subdivisions and neighborhoods. It's very extensive. Yeah.
So I'm curious, and you talked about the university. Is that, and so I'm going to assume that plays kind of a very dominant role in real estate. Is that true? Like, do you get a lot of people looking to rent, or a lot of people looking to buy for their students to live there while they're in at the university? Because I know that's true at Boston, where we're a university town as well, uh,
Yes.
and that definitely has an impact, especially on the rental season. It's like they say Boston, rises a few feet out of the air once all the students leave in June.
Right. Right. Exactly. ASU, in fact, it's funny you touched on that, because I do have a referral right now from Minnesota
Mm,
that their daughter is moving here. So instead of looking for a rental, rentals are high and
mm,
it's great, but if you're looking for an investment property, and that's what she's looking for. She's looking to the person I'm helping right now. She's looking for her daughter moving from Minnesota to here, doing her 4 years, getting her bachelor. And while she's doing that, she wants to buy property as an investment to go ahead and keep it. Once she's done, she wants it as a rental and add it to her portfolio. Now, rentals are high. I mean, to our, I know Boston's a little bit pricier, but rentals here can run in the Tempe area 2,000 to 3,000. And a lot of times you have different roommates. It's what this other person's going to do. They're going to buy one. She's going to share it with there's a total of 3 roommates, and they're going to split that. So it's going to cover the mortgage. And then once those 4 years, prices will, appreciate. And then she's hoping to have a property she could either sell and make money by the Arizona State University, or keep it as a rental, because the rentals are a little bit high over there. So, and I say a little bit high compared to other markets. For us, it's high. Maybe Boston, maybe 2,500 is not high. You can get older homes that are run down there
mm,
for 1,500, but they're not like the ones that are move-in ready. It's if you want to live and everything's kind of falling apart. You can find something in the 225 range, 250,
mm.
but it's living like a little bit hard, like a roughing it out,
Yeah, fixer
But
upper.
yeah, so that's what it is. A lot of people do rent, but also some people do buy and then keep it later for rental or for resale.
So then the other thing that I'm wondering about too, given that it's the Southwest and it's probably beautiful weather out there, granted hot, depending on the time of year, I assume,
Right.
um, is the retiree community a big feature as well? Because it sounds like you have the investors, you have the people looking into rent temporarily, but also to buy for their students. Um, what is it like then for retirees? Is that a big feature in Phoenix, or is that kind of more farther out from the city?
That's a great question that I can talk about for hours. So
Oh, I'll give you a couple of
so I
minutes.
am I'm going to be brief about that.
Sure.
Okay, really quick. The South Mountain area that I'm in, by the mountains, close to the ambiance in, downtown Phoenix, the airport, it attracts where I actually live and sell most of my properties. It's very attractive to a lot of people that are retired. I sell to a lot of people that are retired in this area, and I'm going to tell you why. That's where there's a lot of golf courses here, like the Raven. There's the there's the Legacy. So there's properties that are inside those golf courses, and there's not that much maintenance for the retired community. And they have the beautiful golf course views. They have the mountain views over here. So this local area of South Mountain, that's attractive to them.
Okay.
Also, there's a big community of, it's all retirees. It's called Sun City, and it's so far west, we call it LA, Los Angeles.
Okay.
So we have an office in Surprise and one in Arrowhead that we work with, and we collaborate with those agents out there. Ahwatukee, which is right on the other side of the mountain. I'm on the south side of the mountain, and that's more like south even. And that I sell a lot in Ahwatukee, which we didn't touch on that. The range there are between 350 an average and 400. You can get a really nice home. That's also retired people geared to that, because there's golf courses, everything's local there, Trader Joe's, your Sprouts, your even IKEA's over there. Ahwatukee is a great for retired people. And like I said, Sun City and Mesa is another one we didn't. We see, retirement communities is so extensive here. Mesa is a huge population of subdivisions that are for retired people. And they have every amenity you can think of: clubhouse, gyms, pickleball. I mean, I can go on. And your HOA is $60 a month,
Oh my goodness.
$80 a month. And you can move to Mesa, a home there. I'm going to say, if you want a nice home, 300, 400, 350, and you can get all those amenities for 60, possibly on the high side is $80. You're getting a beautiful home that you have all these amenities for very low price. So Mesa is full, but you have to go, that's East Mesa.
Sure.
It's not the close by Mesa that's by Arizona State University. It's a little bit farther east. We're talking 20 to 30 minutes from what we're talking here, from the centrally located area.
Okay, well, that's very good then. So it sounds like it's really a lot of activity then for a lot of different types of buyers,
Oh, yes.
investors out
And
there.
we didn't even touch on being centrally located. What people don't know is we're 3 hours from Mexico. You can go to the beach.
In Mexico.
You're an hour and a half from the snow,
Okay.
and you're just 5 hours from San Diego and 5 hours from New Mexico. I mean, we're smack in the middle. You want snow, you want sun, you want beach. You're just close to everything.
Okay, so you have it all, so definitely then.
Yeah, as long as you can stand 120 degrees for 4 months, between 100 and 120 for 4 months, you're good for 8 months out of the year.
Yeah, just stay inside in the AC for the
Yeah.
other.
Or in the pool, or in the mall, or in the car.
Or
Yeah.
head up to the mountains, I guess.
Or yeah, a lot of people actually, David, have homes. People that live here, that have homes in Prescott, Flagstaff, Camp Verde, and they leave for the summer. We call them snowbirds, and they live in other places also. Let's say I have several of them, because mostly I do is I help people relocate, from other states, or help them if they have, like, I have a lot of people that are from, let's say, Boston or New York, and I'm from Chicago originally.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they're from cold places, and they're looking to stay here like 6 months out of the year, and then go back to their, where it's cold, but they go back in the summer when it's hot here. So that is, a lot of the population is here like that.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, this was a great education.
I love it. I love it.
Thank
I,
you so much.
I know we're restricted on time, or I can go on with every city and who lives here and who mostly, but we'd be here for a week. So
No, it'd be enjoyable too. You're always good to talk to, definitely.
thank you.
But what we do know is that we have a very solid resource for the Phoenix area in talking to you. So if people wanted to reach out to you to talk a little bit more, either about what you discussed or about other areas, what would be the best way for them to reach you?
The best way would be, I'm a phone call away. I am one of those agents that actually answer the phone. My number is 602-670-4578. You can call me. If I don't answer it, I'm with another client, but you can always text me. That's great. That's one of my favorite methods after the calling. And email would be also just as good, but I think the text and the calling would be a little bit better. My email is Marta@westusa.com. The company name is West USA Realty. So it's easy to, I made it easy so it's not hard to remember with underscores and number. It's just Marta at westusa.com.
Keep it simple. Love it.
Keep it simple. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time, Marta. All right. And stay safe, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you, David. I appreciate you. And I know that if there's anything to Boston, I wouldn't feel comfortable giving to anybody but you. I feel really good about that. I know you're going to take care of him like if it was a family member.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But you have a good day, okay?
Thank you very much.